What is up, everybody? It's your boy Flash from ALWT Gaming, aka Malachi36. I caught myself because lately, whenever we start doing these recordings, I would not unmute my mic portion through OBS, and I caught it this time early on. God is good all the time. All the time, God is good. You feel me? So, as you guys know, well, first and foremost, welcome to my new little setup, my little home office. So that's why it looks a little different here. Last week I had moved, which is part of the reason why we did not do our streams last week. But this week we have very special events coming up pretty much on the daily. But before we dive into that, what is up, 9Ball? It's the 9Ball Corner Pocket. How are you doing, good sir?
Oh, I'm great. I'm kind of excited about what we're going to be talking about today.
Yeah, most definitely. And you know what? We're not going to dilly. We're not going to dally. We're just going to get straight into the business. And let me hang up on this call that's trying to come through. There we go. Good. That was nobody important. S-Killed, what up? Inside the chat, saying, hey, cuties. Good to see you, good sir. All the way from Denmark. Always a pleasure to have you in the chat here. Guys, ladies and gentlemen, this week is Summer Game Fest and E3. So, I'm excited. I'm stoked. We have new games that we're going to be talking about. We're going to be having new content from various different publishers and developers and all that good stuff. We've already seen what the new consoles can do. Now it's just going down to what exactly are going to be coming out for these new consoles. We know that God of War got pushed back. That got delayed until 2022. So crazy that we're in 2021 right now. Yeah, we know that. Hold on, let me see here because I think it's getting a little laggish. There we go. Cool. No, let me just get out of this. I'm just going to do that. There we go. All right. So we know that God of War got pushed back. We know that Horizon is still kind of on the fence of getting pushed back or not. So we'll have to kind of see there. Hopefully it won't, but we shall see. We have our fantasy gaming critic that we currently have too as well. That is up, going, and flowing. So I'm going to go over that real fast with you guys. So on here, we have a new game that actually hit the list today that's pending right now for points. And if it goes through, it's going to be the most points that we've ever seen in our gaming league here. Very exciting stuff. So on that, we have me representing ALWT Gaming. I have Horizon Forbidden West, which I'm hoping still comes out this year. I have Deathloop, Halo Infinite, Final Fantasy 16, Far Cry 6, Solar Ash, Dying Light 2, which has been updated from Dying Light 2 to Dying Light 2 Stay Human, Call of Duty 2021, and I have a counter pick of God of War Ragnarok. So that's a chalk up for win for me against Ohio, who has God of War Ragnarok. So there you go. The next on the list we have is Zaka TV, aka It's the 9Ball. He has Resident Evil Village, which got him 14 points. He has Returnal, which got him 16 points. He has Warhammer 40k Dark Tide. He has The Medium, which got him 5 points. He has Ruined King, A League of Legends Story. He has Oddworld Soulstorm, which got him 1 point. And right now, which is new, hot off the press, he has pending Guilty Gear Strive for 84 points. That's pending right now. So, good stuff. Yeah, good stuff there. So yeah, Guilty Gear Strive. You have Mario Golf Super Rush, and he has a counter pick of The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild 2. Then holding first place right now, we have Carrot Patch Incorporated with Mildewy Carrot. He has Monster Hunter Rise, which got him 18 points. Ken Bridge of Spirits, Ghostwire Tokyo, Shin Megami Tensei 5, Psychonauts 2, 12 Minutes, It Takes Two, which got him 18 points. Stray, and his Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach, which is his counter pick against LSB Live. Fantasy Football, which is our boy Silent over here. he has, let's see what he has here. He has Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild 2. He has Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart, which is pending at an 89 from Metacritic right now. He has Hollow Knight Silksong, Lego Star Wars The Skywalker Saga, New Pokemon Snap, which got him 10 points, Axiom Verge 2, Elden Ring, Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, and he has a counterpick of Back for Blood, which is on Ohio's list.
Yeah.
Illus Be Live has Bravely Default 2, which got him 8 points. Near Replicant Version 1 point in a lot of numbers, which got him 13 points. Near A Little Nightmares 2, which got him 13 points as well. Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach. The Dark Pictures Anthology House of Ashes. Monster Hunter Stories 2, Wings of Ruin. Tales of Arise, and he has an open slot still. And then he has a counterpick of my game, Final Fantasy 16. And then lastly, but certainly not leastly, we have Ohio up in the chat. Well, not really in the chat, but in the league. He has God of War Ragnarok, which is not coming out this year. He has Back for Blood, Humankind, Evil Genius 2, World Domination, which got him 7 points, Dungeons and Dragons, which got him Dark Alliance, and he has Biomutant, which was the first game that caused the player to lose points on here. It got him -3 points. And then he has 2 open spots still. He has Halo Infinite as a counterpick against me. So with that, the standings are Carrot Patch with 36 points in first place. Second place, Zaka TV, also with 36 points, but of course there's decimals rounded up, all that good stuff. Third place is Illus Be Live with 33 points. Fourth place is Fantasy Football with 10 points. Fifth place is Ohio with 4 points. And sitting there pending right now, but I am in last place, this is say it how it is me with 0 points. None of my games have released just yet. So there you have it. So with that being said, we got the games. They're all pending. We got the good stuff. Now, looking at the list, we have E3 is here, but what's coming first, I'm actually going to skip down to Particle 2, is Summer Game Fest, because that actually is happening on the 10th, this Thursday. Yeah, and it's the June 10th kickoff live at 11 a.m. Pacific time, which is like 1 p.m., 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's on the 10th, and of course the big stuff it looks like is going to be happening all over that. So here's the rundown of the Summer Game Fest. June 10th, kickoff live. June 11th, prime time. That's at noon Pacific time. June 12th is Ubisoft Forward at noon Pacific time. June 13th is Xbox and Bethesda Game Showcase at 10 a.m. Pacific time. June 16th is Steam Next Fest. That's at 10 a.m. Pacific time. And then fast forwarding even a little bit further is June 23rd is the Sonic Symphony Orchestra, which I'm not sure if they're going to show anything there. It just might just be music only. We'll see. And then certainly but not leastly is July 22nd is EA Play Live, and that is TBA.
Oh yeah, they still
that's TBA for a time. TBA for a time on that. Go ahead.
I was just wondering why they were so far out. Like everybody else is like in June, and they just shot out an entire month.
Yeah, I'm not even sure. Couldn't even tell you, my dude. Couldn't even tell you. So is there anything in particular that's on that list right now for Summer Game Fest that piques your interest that you want to check out?
Oh yeah, 2 of them. I want to see what the Xbox and Bethesda have to show off. Maybe we'll get finally some Starfield.
Some gameplay of Starfield.
Something that appears.
Yeah, because all we have right now, and I'm still at a loss for that, to where it's just like we see a logo, and it's assumed that it's going to be an Xbox exclusive. So
I think they've all but acknowledged it pretty much.
They haven't confirmed it yet. They still haven't confirmed it. Like this would be the time to do it. So that time is nearing. And it's probably going to be an Xbox exclusive, but Xbox has still yet to come out and confirm it. People like Jeff Grubb has confirmed it, but again, Jeff Grubb is not Xbox.
I
So,
want to say, let me see, but I think somebody else. I'm gonna say Bethesda did, but I can't say offhand for sure. I have to check into it. I'm gonna check real quick.
all right, because I was about to say, I don't think there hasn't been any official word. There hasn't been any official word from Xbox that it was going to be exclusives.
Um, Outside of that one, the other one is of course the Steam Festival. Everybody knows Steam's gonna probably put up a huge. The Steam Next Fest will probably put up a huge number of games for sale,
Mm-hmm.
which may go into the Steam Summer Sale.
Sounds about
So
right.
I'm really looking forward to that. I can finally edge out my library and go past I don't know how many thousands of games just because
There you go. There you
beat
go.
20 of them.
um, as far as for me, like when I'm looking at this kickoff live, I'm curious to see what that's going to consist of. The COG Prime Time, not really interested in that. Ubisoft Forward, I am interested in that on June 12th. Just because I have been enjoying some of the Ubisoft games, such as the Tom Clancy's Wildlands, Breakpoint. I do enjoy that. Same thing for freaking what's it called? Watch Dogs. I've been enjoying Watch Dogs, Tom Clancy's The Division. There's definitely some good games there at the Ubisoft. So I am curious to see what they're going to have for that one. Yeah, Xbox Bethesda games like when I think of Bethesda, and this is me again. This is just me. When I think of Bethesda, you think of Skyrim, you think of Wolfenstein, all that good stuff. Out of all the games that Bethesda currently has, I would say, and again, this is just someone that doesn't play a whole lot of Bethesda games, but I would assume that Skyrim will probably be the top game for Bethesda. With that being said, like I've never really been like I did enjoy the Oblivion. That was the first one I actually played. I enjoyed Oblivion. I do like playing Elder Scrolls Online, but it's still not that type of game that's just like I'm all in. Like that's gonna be a console changer for me or anything like that. So with that being said, there's not really a whole lot there that's getting me on a super hype level as far as like what's gonna be there. But it does pique my interest. I am curious to see what they're going to have, to see if they're going to have out more bangers and Xbox exclusives that's going to make me be like, okay, maybe I should think about picking up an Xbox soon. So, so we'll have to see. Go ahead.
Just power up your PC. Get a souped up PC.
That I mean, or that, even that. So, because even right now, like outside, as again, me, when we're not streaming and we're wherever and doing whatever, like 99% of the time when it comes down to gaming, I'm on the PlayStation. Like, and then right behind that, I'd be on the Switch, and then after that would be me jumping on the PC and trying out some of these Xbox Game Pass games that I currently am subscribed to and stuff. So again, there's not really like a whole lot of incentive to make me be like, okay, I have to go ahead. Even though I would like to soup up my PC, there's nothing that's like, okay, I have to get my PC in order so I can play X, Y, and Z. Like there hasn't been anything that's like that. That's just like, okay, it's just PC exclusives. Let me go ahead and jump on that. Most of the PC exclusives that I can play is something that I can play even right now. League of Legends, for example. Even for Blade and Soul, that one I can play right now. I have a whole list of games that's right here that I'm able to play currently right now, and of course it could always be better. The faster, smoother, ray tracing SSDs, all that good stuff could always be better. But as far as like a necessity for me to completely shift gears, that has yet to actually happen for me.
I would say even if you wanted to, it's in a bad spot.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard getting video cards at the current moment. They're having the same issue as consoles are having,
Yeah.
with the scalping issues and stuff with the newer hard GPUs. Like I was just watching the Cult of Mush the other day, and he was talking about that because the prices are absolutely ridiculous. That they seem to be like close to $3,000 and stuff. They were talking about it was ridiculous the amount.
Yeah. These scalpers, man, they gotta go somewhere. And just a little pin bar side note. If you guys are watching this live right now, I do apologize. For some reason, these frame rates just keep on dropping, and keep on getting notifications from Streamlabs. So I am recording this as well. So I'm just gonna post this up a little bit later as a recording, if that will serve it a little bit better. But just want to give you guys a heads up that we are definitely going to be trying to work through this and kind of give you guys those updates as we proceed with the show. Yeah, so Steam Next Fest. So talk about Steam Next Fest. What is that typically, Nine Ball?
It's probably gonna be talking about. I've heard recently, 'cause I was listening to a game called Munch, and he was talking about Steam updates and stuff on the way. And this is kind of interesting because they were talking about that GOG and all of them are doing huge updates. What they are is they haven't really went into it. It could be itself, even Valve coming back into the gaming community again and maybe releasing another game. It's always a myth. Of course, everybody's gonna of course say Half-Life 3, but that's not coming out. Let's be realistic here. It's not coming out. There is no Half-Life coming out. They're probably gonna put a ton of games for the event on sale, which, like I said, this is called a bunch of business over there. I'm looking at it now and trying to see the top sellers are. They draw attention to maybe I'm sorry, I'm looking at it at the same time. Couple few indie games, stuff like that for the Steam Next Fest and where Steam will go from there and what types of games. I've been hearing things too about the also Steam on mobile. I've been hearing a lot about too. I guess it's trying to expand every place.
How do you feel about that?
It could work. I mean, it depends on the game maker. I mean, if you could make a mobile game, stick them on Steam. Steam's just a store. You can basically stick it on Steam. I already got, like, for example, on my phone, I got Steam already on my phone. Now I don't really play games on it. I just use it to buy games if I see games that I'm maybe just out or something and I hear about a game that's real cheap, or they've been having quite a few online. If you haven't been paying attention to PC, it's been a ton of games they've been giving out for free. And I mean a lot of games have been given out for free. There's been a whole lineup. I just picked up like maybe 4 or 5 games for free off the Epic Store. I want to say GOG gave some. I know Steam gave quite a few of them out.
I know for me, I actually picked up on Epic Game Store. I actually picked up NBA 2K21. I picked that up on the Epic Game Store for free recently. So I haven't played it yet, but I have it. So if I wanted to jump into it on PC, I can.
Yeah. It's just gonna be stuff like that. You know, I don't think it's probably gonna be also they're probably gonna release normally when they do these too, they normally release a bunch of demos and stuff for these games coming out. Maybe you'll give out like a demo or they put like a special section you can click on them. There's show footage and stuff of them. Put more highlights on them.
Heard that.
Yeah, mostly just crap like that. I'm interested though to see what they post up there and how Steam's changing and stuff because it is still like the top rated platform, and I'm kind of interested. I know it's gonna be weird. I know it's gonna be kind of weird, but I'm kind of interested to see what they're going to do with PlayStation. Sony has been releasing a ton of games, and they're saying they're going to continue to release games on PlayStation. I mean, not on PlayStation, but on PC.
Yeah.
Underneath PlayStation Studios, they've released like Days Gone has been released.
Mm-hmm.
Horizon Forbidden West. I've been hearing Nathan Drake collection may be released. I know they released. No, Persona 5 Strikers. I think they put out too. But it's gonna be interesting to see how they do that. I don't think they're gonna be releasing. And what I'm catching with that, though, I don't think they're gonna be releasing the game's launch day one.
Oh yeah.
On the PC.
Yeah.
They'll probably wait a bit and then just release them then, probably like a couple years or so.
Yeah. Like, Whew, sorry about that. But yeah, like for Final Fantasy VII Remake, it was announced previously that it was supposed to be on PS4 last year, and then a year later it was supposed to be on it was supposed to be on PC. So for anyone that was waiting for it to come to PC, like they should have been able to go ahead and do that. I don't know if COVID had thrown a wrench into that plan. I don't know if that was a thing, because remember, Final Fantasy VII Remake had launched at the beginning of last year. So it was before like COVID super hit kind of heavy. Like it was definitely hitting. It was definitely here, but it wasn't like it hadn't spread to every single port of the United States as of yet. I don't believe, at least. I could be wrong about my timeline. I know that at the end of 2019, that's when they had kind of was just like, hey, this is going on in China. Be careful. And then somebody or some people came on over and then started spreading around here in the United States. I'm not really too sure the whole method, like when it actually hit or what the plan is for PlayStation and their partners with PC or anything like that, but I know that Final Fantasy VII Remake is supposed to be coming to PC at some point. The jury's still out for Xbox. We don't know if Final Fantasy VII Remake will come there. We do know that some of the older Final Fantasies, after a while, had came to Xbox and the Switch, stuff like that. Like 10-2, you can get that 10 and 10-2 bundle you can get on Xbox and on Switch. Same thing for Final Fantasy 7. Same thing for Final Fantasy 8. I think even for 9. I think 9 is on there too as well.
Yeah, they're all on PC.
Yeah. Well, even before that, it was on Xbox and Switch.
Yeah.
So like all of those are like, again, gems that were for PlayStation, and now they're able to expand to other consoles. And I think that 7 Remake is going to be doing the same thing. 16 is not going to have that ordeal. The most that 16 is going to be is on PlayStation, probably it's going to be on PlayStation day and date, and then eventually it's going to come to PC if it's not day and date. But that's it. It's not going to be coming to Xbox. It's not going to be coming to Nintendo or anything like that. What are some games that you like? Because we know that Summer Game Fest is going to be at... PlayStation is going to be at Summer Game Fest. We know that. What do you think are some games that they're going to announce? Because again, remember, PlayStation had announced that there's going to be 25 brand new studios, like brand new, not studios, but brand new games that's going to be coming out, like brand new IPs. Some people are assuming that's going to be God of War and Horizon that's listed in that. But even if you talk about the games that we already do know, there's still a crap load of games that we don't know about. So what games do you think that those are going to be?
I don't know. I know they said, like you said, they was brand new IPs, so it wouldn't be a sequel. If you're saying a brand new IP, it's a brand new game together.
Well, technically, a sequel could be a brand new IP. It still technically could be, and I think that's where things kind of get a little hairy. When I'm thinking of brand new IP, I'm thinking of a brand new from the ground up type of game. That's what I expect when I hear about a brand new IP. I know that's not exactly what they're talking about. Like Spider-Man 2 can be technically a brand new IP. But I really don't know. I know that there's 2 games that's on my list that are from the ground up that I definitely would like to see and I really hope is there. And that is 1, Lost Soul Aside. That game looks absolutely fantastic, and I would love for that to be a launch game or a game that's coming out here in the next year or so. That's 1. And 2 is Black Myth, that Sun Wukong game. And one of the reasons why I think that could potentially happen is because we saw gameplay for both, Lost Soul Aside and Black Myth, and they're both underneath that Chinese project that Sony's working on.
It may be Silent Hill. I know I keep bringing it up, but popping back up.
Let it die, Nine Ball. It's not happening. It's not happening.
Yeah, it's happening. It's happening.
I hope it happens for your sake. But I don't see it happening.
It's happening.
All right. Make me a believer, man. Make me a believer.
They can put it out there. I seen it. I can see it.
So real fast, before I move on over to E3, I'm going to shout out some of the Summer Game Fest partners, and you tell me what you think we're going to see there. And I want you to make a prediction. I want you to kind of set it up as if you're there, you're a publisher, what is being shown. So on here, we have 2K, Activision, Games, which is the Amazon Games, Annapurna, Blizzard, Capcom, Devolver, Dotemu, EA, Epic, is Dotemu. EA, Epic, Finji, Frontier, Gearbox, Hi-Res Studios, Intersloth, Koch Media, Mediatonic, MiHoYo, Bandai Namco, Netflix, Psyonix, Raw Fury, Riot Games, Saber, Sega, PlayStation, Prime Gaming, Square Enix, Steam, Tencent Games, TR, Becca Fest, Val 2021, Ubisoft, Warner Brothers, Wizards of the Coast, and Xbox. What?
Whoa! Wizards of the Coast.
Yeah.
Now that's interesting. They heard that name in years.
Yeah, they're gonna be. Those are partners of the event. So hearing all of this, I want you to make three predictions, and then I'll do the same that you're gonna see at Summer Game Fest, not at E3. We're gonna talk about that in a minute, but at Summer Game Fest.
God, most of mine would be for E3, but Bandai Namco, it would probably be, what is that? What is
Scarlet
that
Nexus.
Scarlet Nexus is the one I'm thinking of for that one. Scarlet Nexus, Activision is probably be more for the Warzone, or, because to be honest, that's one of the big ones. I'm gonna say the Blizzard one because I have two for Blizzard, but I'm gonna say more WoW and more WoW stuff they're gonna touch on. Epic Games is of course Fortnite. You know they're gonna do a Fortnite. Gearbox may release because I've been hearing something about a Gearbox
Box.
and I know this is kind of weird, but a Borderlands movie, they may touch on that. High Res is kind of interesting, but I think they're gonna for the Games Fest. I think they're gonna be doing more on the what is that Rogue Squadron, Rogue Squad. I think they're gonna be touching
Rogue
on
Company.
Rogue Company. I don't know why I'm confusing them.
Yeah, or Squadrons did just recently come out on PlayStation Plus for free, so I'll give you that. You know. Okay.
Riot Games, Valorant.
You don't think it's gonna be a League of Legends story?
It may do some League of, but I think if they're gonna release something for League of Legends story, they're probably gonna push it up to the E3 convention more than what they're gonna do for the games, for the Summer Games Fest.
Well, I'm not even sure if they'll even do that at the E3 convention because here's what E3 is looking like, and I know I'm saying I'm not going to go there just yet, but I'm going to go there so that way we can at least have an idea as far as what's supposed to be showing. So on Saturday we have the broadcast pre-show, and the very first event is going to be the broadcast pre-show on each one of these. So I'm going to skip over for the rest. But 10 a.m. is the broadcast pre-show. Then you have 11 is the Ubisoft Forward pre-show, and then at 12 is the Ubisoft Forward. Then you have Gearbox Gearbox E3 showcase. That's at 2. Then you have the Games Beat session. That's at 2:45, and that's all there is on Saturday. Sunday, you at 9:30 a.m. we have Narca Blade Point, which is 24 Entertainments. We have at 10 a.m. we have Xbox and Bethesda Games Showcase. At 12:15 we have Square Enix. At 2 we have Warner Brothers Games Back for Blood. At 2:30 we have PC Gaming Show. At 4 p.m. we have Future Game Show. That's all there is on Sunday. Monday we have Verizon at 9 a.m. Intellivision at 9:45 a.m. Take-Two Interactive Panel at 10:15 a.m. The Mythical Games at 10:10 a.m. or 11:10 a.m. 12 p.m. is the Indie Showcase. 12:30 p.m. is the Freedom Games. 1 p.m. is Venn, VENN. 2:30 p.m. is supposed to be Capcom, but I think they pulled out recently. 3 p.m. is Razer, and that's all on Monday. And then lastly, we have On Tuesday we have 9 a.m. Nintendo's Nintendo Direct and Nintendo Treehouse Live. That's going all the way until 2:25 p.m. for a Bandai Namco Entertainment Inc. At 3:20 is Eureka Studio. At 3:35, so that's only 15 minutes. We have GameSpot Play for All Showcase, and then if for an hour, that's one for an hour and 10 minutes. And then at 4:45, we have official E3 2021 awards show. And that's all of Summer Game Fest. I mean, not Summer Game Fest, that's all of E3. So I'm not sure if they're actually going to show anything that's going to be related to Riot or anything like that. Like, if Riot wants to shine, sounds like it's going to be Summer Game Fest is going to be their place to do it
at. Yeah. Okay. Well, in that case, then I'm going to say for Blizzard Entertainment, I'm going to say Overwatch 2.
Okay.
Because that's basically one of the big guns they got coming up.
So what was your first one again, or is this one your first one?
God, I can't remember the first one. They're gonna definitely show more Scarlet Nexus. I'm gonna say Scarlet.
Okay,
Nexus.
Scarlet Nexus was your one. All right.
Overwatch.
Now, real fast, going back to Scarlet Nexus, are we getting a release date?
We should.
All right, we should. Do you think it's going to be full price, or do you think it's going to be like like kind of like a Miles Morales scenario?
I think it's full price.
I think it's full price. Okay. Now it is day and date on Game Pass because they showed that last year at the Xbox showcase in like March. So that's going to be happening. And do you think that it gets delayed, or do you think it officially launches this year?
I'm thinking it should officially launch this year.
For Scarlet Nexus?
I'm thinking, yeah. It looks like it's pretty well done. It looks like it's just they may have to do some polish. May do a little polishing here to make sure.
Do you think they're going to talk about the anime that's launching this summer?
I don't know. They may, but they should. I mean, just probably throw a hint here and there, to get hooked in. Be sure to check out the Scarlet Nexus anime that's gonna be launching on such a date.
Okay. So we got your Scarlet Nexus locked in as your number one. You have your number two, and that's gonna be, you said Overwatch 2?
Yes.
Are we going to see gameplay? Or is this just an announcement? You're going to see gameplay?
I have a feeling we're gonna see gameplay.
Okay. Does it launch this year?
No. It's going to be 2022, definitely.
Okay.
I want to say the third one will. God, this is hard. It's a Bethesda one, but I want to say I'm gonna go with the Starfield.
Okay. Okay, so we're going to get a Starfield announcement. You think that's going to be at... Now, that one is going to be at both E3 and Summer Game Fest. So you think that's going to be at Summer Game Fest over E3?
I'm thinking that's probably going to be more E3. Because I'm thinking that one, and I was thinking the other one would be Hellblade too, but that one's also going to be at E3.
Now I'm wondering, because it says on here that the 13th is going to be the Xbox showcase on here for Summer Game Fest at 10 a.m. Pacific, but it also says that same thing for E3. So I think they're just doing like a multi-stream on both of their platforms at the same time.
Huh.
So what you see at E3 is probably what you're going to see at Summer Game Fest.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, that. I'm definitely thinking Starfield. It's been getting a lot of attention. I think they need to just
show it off.
Show something. Some game. I mean, Starfield it's becoming like a unicorn or something. You hear about it. You get the guy that supposedly seen it every now and again, and it exists. I mean, everybody knows it's coming out. That one, Elder Scrolls 6 has been shown.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm thinking Starfield because of the Xbox Bethesda, and when you spend like $7.5 billion on somebody, and Bethesda's been touting about how they've had to rebuild the engine from the ground up. I want to see this. I really want to see this.
Okay.
I don't want to see that old that old-fashioned Game Bro engine walking anymore. it's, it's time to take that thing out back. Just give it the old yellow treatment.
Here's my 3 predictions. All right, real fast. Let's lock it in one more time. Your first one, Scarlet Nexus, releases this year. Day and date, of course, on Game Pass, but you think it's going to be a full price game if you want to buy it other than that, because you can buy it on PlayStation, but you think it's going to be a $70 game?
On the consoles, yeah.
All right, and then it doesn't delay it. It will launch this year. Cool. Then your second one was Overwatch 2, and we're going to see some gameplay. It's going to release in 2022.
Yeah, it's not coming out this year.
Okay. And then the last one that you had was Starfield updates. Do we get a release date? Do we get gameplay or a release date?
I want to say at least a little bit of gameplay. Like I want to see something. Like I want to at least just show me a spaceship or something. I want to see something.
I mean, they gave me the planet. They gave me the logo.
I mean, I'm hearing that it's like an enhanced, like kind of like from what I'm gathering, like an enhanced version of No Man's Sky. We can explore planets and stuff, but I want to see some gameplay. I want to see how it exactly looks.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I just am tired of just, seeing just the logo, and it's been in work for like how many years to start?
It's been 3 years. 2018 is when they showed it.
Oh, okay.
So I mean, so it's been in work longer than that, but that's when they showed it at E3. Was at 2018.
Yeah. I don't think that's launching this year, though. I think they're probably gonna give you a date, which I'm believing is probably gonna be pushed back because it's Bethesda.
Okay. Okay, so here's my predictions on this. So, I think we're going to see one or the other. We're going to see Final Fantasy 16, more gameplay. Alright, we're going to see some more gameplay. We're going to get an official release date. I'm praying that it's going to be this year, but something tells me it's going to be 2022, 2023. So we'll have to see. But I think we're going to see some more Final Fantasy 16 at the Square Enix event. Or, if it's not that, we're going to finally get an official announcement of Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 2. And I say that because of how they were marketing stuff this year. So as they've been kind of marketing for Final Fantasy VII Remake and the whole Final Fantasy VII universe in general, the way that's been going, I'm more confident that that's going to happen over 16. I would like to see 16. I am all for Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 2. By all means, sign me up. You know what I mean? Y'all gave me the first one. It's fantastic. I am all for the second one being announced and possibly even having a release date and all that good stuff. However, I would like to see more of 16 and what that has to offer. But a year from like this past April, they went ahead and put Final Fantasy VII Remake for free on Plus. So that was one. They announced Ever Crisis and First Soldier. That's still inside the Final Fantasy VII universe. And then on top of that, Ever Crisis is going to be all of everything that's in Final Fantasy VII universe. So that way, if you never played any of the former Final Fantasies and want to know what's going on, so that way you can get caught up to see what's in 7 Remake, even though it's a complete remake, you still might find interest in that world now. They're giving you that opportunity for Ever Crisis. So that's all was announced this year. And then lastly, in 2 days, we're coming out with Final Fantasy VII Remake Integrated, which is going to have the Yuffie DLC for PS5 owners. So with that being said, I don't see them doing that much promotion and that much boosting if they're going to hear nothing about Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 2 this year. So that's why I'm kind of convinced that Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 2 is going to be announced with visuals. I don't think we're going to get a release date, but if they do, it's going to be a marker release date, like 2023. That's what I think. I would love for it to be 2022. I would love for it to even be holiday this year. But I don't see that happening before Ever Crisis officially drops and before First Soldier takes off. So that I'll count that as my one. So you're either going to hear Final Fantasy 16 or you're going to hear Ever Crisis. I mean, not Ever Crisis, but Final Fantasy 7 Remake Part 2. That's my one. My second one that I think we're going to see is I think we're going to see some Halo Infinite.
Definitely.
Yeah, I think because of how last year went around this time and how much of a backlash they got for how it was presented and how it looks, and they're like, oh, this is next gen and everything like that, and them having a full year to work on it now, and now it's going to be launching this fall. I think that they're ready to reveal what they've been working on.
Hey, wait a minute, I'm checking something. Yeah. Looks like Ohio might be getting 2 sets of negative points here.
Yeah, so that's what I think is going to happen. I think we're going to see some more Halo Infinite stuff, especially now that people are still trying to get an Xbox Series X. You want to give them a reason even more to get Xbox Series X or S at this time period. So I think that that's going to be in the works. So Halo Infinite, we're going to see some gameplay. I think they actually confirmed a release date. If they didn't, they're going to confirm it here. And of course, if you have Xbox Game Pass, you get at least the multiplayer portion of it for free. I know you get that for free, but the game itself, I think they're going to announce the price and all that good stuff, which is probably going to be $70.
Yeah, 70.
So that's my second one. My last one. This one I'm going to get a little spicy on it. I think we're either going to see Lost Soul Aside with a release date of this year, or an announcement of Black Myth with a upcoming release date 2022, 2023, or this is my last one. We're going to see some more gameplay of Forspoken, which is the Project Athia game that has a new title now. So that's what my predictions are for that. So I would love to see some Sifu, and we might see that at the Indie Showcase, because that's supposed to be launching this year.
Let me see. This PlayStation, do they even have I don't think they have one on there.
What?
No, they didn't. Yeah, they'll probably be on the Indie then.
Yeah, they'll probably be on the Indie, but they did show off Sifu at the PlayStation event, if that's what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was one of the ones that they have mentioned at the PlayStation Direct at the beginning of this year. But for this coming, like the ones that I want to lock in again is Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 2 announcement, and or Final Fantasy 16, so that could be looped into one. Halo Infinite, more gameplay, announcements, release date, all that good stuff. And then lastly, which is like a 3-way Lost Soul Aside being announced this year and revealed some more. Black Myth being announced for next year of 2022, or more Forspoken gameplay, because they only showed us a snippet of it at the beginning of this year. So I think we're going to see some more of that coming up this weekend.
Oh, 2 games I want to check out since I was looking at the Xbox event is of course Hellblade 2 and Avowed. Will they show up?
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm kind of interested to see where Hellblade 2 goes. Like, you never played Hellblade 2 all the way through, did you?
I never played Hellblade 2, Hellblade period.
Okay, so how it ended, to be honest, I'm kind of surprised that they made a sequel out of it. Because it had one of those kind of like a complete ending to it.
Uh-huh.
I don't want to spoil it for those people that probably going to play it. So I'm kind of interested to see how they're going to make a part 2. And Avowed, I want to know more about that.
Okay.
Yeah, it looks like a Skyrim style game. So
let me ask you.
Oh, I'm so happy to see that.
There's I have a few questions for you. One, I know you haven't beat the game yet, or I'm not even sure if you even have the game. But if you have the game and I'm sure you haven't beaten it yet. Are we going to see any announcements of Ghost of Tsushima 2?
No.
You don't think so?
I feel like they're working on it. They may do like a minor announcement, but I don't see them doing anything of a release date for it or anything.
And to be honest with you, I'm still in that camp to where I'm like, what else can they do in this game? Like you had the base story, which I'm not gonna spoil for you guys at the end, but it's a fantastic game. The way it ends is just perfect, and I will say that you have a choice at the end. That's the spoiler I will give you, is that you have a choice at the end, and yeah, and what you choose will be the outcome. For me, that was closure enough. Like, it ended perfect, and then they gave you legends so you can keep on playing and start doing these raids with your buddies and stuff, which that is cool. I just don't. I'm just really confused of why so many people are just like, yeah, there's definitely going to be a Ghost of Tsushima 2. Like, even Kind of Funny Games was just like, yeah, there's definitely going to be a Ghost of Tsushima 2. And I'm like, I don't know how you guys are getting this. Unless, I mean, it can't be called Ghost of Tsushima because Ghost of Tsushima is completely liberated unless there's going to be a completely brand new threat. And that will just kind of like come down to the point as far as like, how are you going to twist the story then? How is that going to fit in? And
like I said, Hellblade ended up almost similarly to that, to where it basically ended on a note to where she found like you get closure on everything as to what's happening and all that. And then I'm like, how do you have a part two? And I guess they're going. I don't know how it's going to work. I'm kind of curious myself.
Yeah. And I mean, I guess the same things to some extent can be said the same thing about Uncharted. But even for Uncharted, like the way that genre of game is, it feels like an Indiana Jones, and we have 4 of those. You know what I mean? But it's just like Ghost of Tsushima feels like a Last Samurai movie, and the movie you don't expect a second one. It was a great movie with Tom Cruise. It ended. It gave you the closure. The ending was left for the imagination of the movie, is what I'm talking about, and that was it. Ghost of Tsushima kind of has the same energy as that, but yet we have a lot of developers and critics and journalists, gaming journalists that are like, yeah, there's definitely going to be a second one. And I don't understand how they're getting that. Don't get me wrong. I am all for that. I just don't understand how they're getting to that point, because the way the game ended, I don't see that. Unless it's going to be, again, called something completely different, like Ninja of China or something. I don't know. It can't be Ghost of Tsushima because, again, that's completely liberated now. So, I don't know. But it's just very interesting to see these minds kind of come together, and I'm very curious to see what they're going to see. Is there any remakes that you would like to see appear, make a surprise visit here?
But you have to ask. You already know what the first one is.
Jade Empire?
No. Well, that one now that you mention it, but Silent Hill.
Now, do you want a remake or do you want a sequel?
A remake.
Remake of which one? The first one?
The first one. The
Okay.
first and second. The first 4. Silent Hill is like one of the godfathers of horror games. The first 4, to be honest, were excellent. The 5th one I couldn't get into, and I played a bit of Downpour, but they're not the same. And I keep hearing about them remaking it, but I'm thinking that they're gonna release that one. Another one I'm gonna say is Metal Gear Solid.
Now, that was actually brought up in a previous podcast that I was actually listening to. And apparently Metal Gear Solid is dead, quote unquote. But it can still be picked up and have like a whole different makeup and design and all that good stuff. So now with that being said, proceed with your statement as far as a Metal Gear Solid, like another Metal Gear Solid coming out.
I think it'll be a good one. I'm thinking that they may work on it. I want to say Parasite Eve, but it's probably not. Really see another Parasite Eve, but it's probably not going to happen. The only interesting thing about Parasite Eve is the maker of Final Fantasy VII Remake has shown interest in it.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah, he is interested in wanting to redo it, but you got to pick it up from Square Enix and stuff. God, there was another one. Oh God, I can't think of the other one right now. It's eluding me.
Well, I got a few for you. And I've said this before on previous podcasts, and I really hope this weekend we see it. One, I would absolutely love to see a Legend of Dragoon be remade.
Oh yeah.
I would love to see that game remade, especially with today's minds and technology. That game will be a banger of a game. If they're able to do what they could for 7 Remake and do that for Legend of Dragoon somehow, I'll be all about that. 2, Def Jam Fight for New York. Remake that, please. Bring that back. If it's not going to be Fight for New York, make it a whole nother one. I don't know, Rumble in Detroit. Something. Give me something. But give me the Fight for New York energy. Because Icon was trash. Icon was not good. 3, and again, a lot of people don't know about this, but Square Enix had a beautiful gem, The Bouncer. The Bouncer was a fantastic anime. That was a fantastic game. My mind's all mixed up right now. But yeah, that was a fantastic game. And it had so much replayability to it because you're playing as 3 main people, but depending on how you switch it, the ending, you'll see there'll be a little bit more to the ending. And there's like 25 different endings. It was something that was like, it was great. It was great. Yeah, so The Bouncer definitely. I wouldn't say no to Power Stone. I would like to see another Power Stone.
Oh, I would love to see Power Stone.
Yeah. And surprisingly enough, I would like to see a Power Stone on Switch.
I'm not surprised by that.
Well, for me, because again, I'm a PlayStation guy, but I would love to see Power Stone on Switch, and that would be probably the first official game that I would buy for my Switch. Other than, of course, I'm going to get Monster Hunter Rise. Of course, I'm going to get Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. I haven't steered into that lane just yet. But if they announce a Power Stone remake or 2 or something like that that's coming to Switch and it's coming out this year, better believe that's going to be my first game for sure. For sure.
Elden Ring. I almost forgot about that.
Elden Ring, yeah, I think we're going to get an Elden Ring announcement. I think that's going to hit the woodworks.
Yeah, I'm looking at some of these things, some of these other predictions. Now, they got like Elden Ring, Dragon Age 4. That's going to definitely show up.
I don't know. The Dragon Age Dreadwolf, I think they'll talk about it, but I don't think we're going to get exactly what we want.
Yeah.
It's just something that just tells me that we're not going to get exactly what we want from that. So real fast, going through here, E3's here, making our predictions. What do you think we're going to see from Ubisoft, Gearbox, or GamesBeat? What do you think we're going to... That's this Saturday at 12 a.m. Pacific Time, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. What do you think we're going to see from either one of them?
Far Cry 6.
You think we're going to see some more Far Cry 6 stuff?
You're going to definitely see Far Cry 6.
I'm honestly not too sure. And I say that because they just had their Far Cry event.
When did they have it?
It was actually like last week. They're
still going to show more of it on the E3 though. That's too big of a game, and you want as many eyes to see it as you possibly can.
Okay. I wouldn't be surprised if it is there, but at the same time, I wouldn't be surprised if it's not, just because they literally just had it last week.
Another one is it's gonna probably definitely be, when did Assassin's Creed Valhalla come out?
It came out October, November of last year.
It should be about time to at least show that they're working on another one.
Okay.
I don't know what it would be called.
Do you think it's going to be in Asia at all because Ghost of Tsushima did so well?
I've heard that, like, maybe they're in Japan, someplace like that.
That's what a lot of people were saying. It's just like when Ghost of Tsushima came out, they're like, finally, we got ourselves a Japan Assassin's Creed.
I hope they don't then, because I would hate to be compared to that, though.
Mm-hmm.
Another one I must say, Borderlands.
Do you think there's going to be a fourth one? Or do you think it's just going to be the movies that you were talking about?
It's going to be probably a game and a movie, because to be honest, Borderlands is such a huge franchise for them. I don't think they're going to... Yeah, I don't think they're going to pass that up.
Do you think that they're going to show any improvements or updates to Godfall?
Um, I don't know. Um, for Godfall, I don't know. I've not really did much in Godfall. What was wrong with it?
It was just one of those things where like it looked great, it ran beautifully. There was multiplayer, which is awesome. I enjoyed it, but it doesn't like. For some people, it feels like a game that already exists. Horror, more like borer. That's what Mr. Sade #2 had sent us on the chat. Yeah, no, I don't think. I think that in general, it again, it played well. The gameplay of it was great. The story didn't really connect to anything. Even though I was one that was trying to continue with the story didn't really connect to anything. It was somewhat in the lane of the Souls community, but not really. Yeah, it was just doing. It feel like it kind of took makeup of certain things, like God of War, for example. If there's parts of it that felt like God of War, and then there's other parts that felt like, I don't know, like one of the Ultimate Alliance games, and then there's parts of it that felt like Bloodborne and Demon Souls. So it just didn't really a lot. I think it didn't really help that a lot of people didn't know what the game was about before it actually released. It just looked good. So yeah, and I own it. I don't regret owning it, and I always go back to play it. But I do think it's going to be one of those games to where like after I beat it, then I'm probably done with it for good. Unless they do something absolutely like amazing with updates, I will probably be done with it.
Thing they may absolutely show, and I just thought about this, was the Mass Effect multiplayer.
For the later ones, like Legendary Edition 1 and 2, or 2 and 3 or whatever.
Mass Effect 3, people have been hinting around that, and I know the community's really been asking for it. EA may show that or something and let you know it's coming back.
Well, even so, like, isn't the multiplayer just like survival waves?
Somewhat like that. Yeah, it's been a while since I played it.
See, and that, I don't know. Maybe, I mean, I think that's good, but kind of like what like some people are for Halo, because Halo, for gamers like me and you and Ohio inside the chat and everything, Halo is a household name. It's a pretty big name. Real quick side note. I'm pretty sure Ohio. I think your chat is. I think the video is actually delayed because the frame rates are pretty low. So I see your comments, but I don't think. I think they're probably like 5 minutes ago. because I see you say you don't want them to remake that, Cam. You can't handle this smoke. I'm pretty sure you're talking about a smart fighting game, and I'm pretty sure you're going to get the smoke. But I'm pretty sure that the comments are coming in delayed. Just a heads up. But I don't know. I think that there's certain games that were great for the time period that we were in. Again, Halo being one of them, because now for Paris Lilly, that's it. When Paris Lilly was talking about Halo, he's obsessed with Halo. He loves Halo, but when he showed it to his son had absolutely no interest in it. And it's just one of those things, just like Team Deathmatch is like kind of a thing of the past now. Now it's all about Battle Royale. So, with that being said, I kind of think that Mass Effect kind of falls into that same category when it comes to the multiplayer portion of it. The game itself.
I would say the story in the game is iconic now. It's almost like the new age Star Wars. Some people are comparing it to.
Yeah. And then, again, that's what I'm like, because the game itself. I recently picked up Mass Effect. You know, like I've never played Mass Effect ever, and now I'm diving into it and I'm getting through it, and it's pretty cool. I'm enjoying it. I don't enjoy it more than Dragon Age, but I am enjoying Mass Effect. I am enjoying kind of the first game that was kind of going inside that era that allowed Dragon Age to be Dragon Age. Because I'm pretty sure Mass Effect came out before Dragon Age. If not, then Dragon Age, the first one, came out before Mass Effect. I can't remember. Actually, let's look that up.
Mass Effect came out first.
Yeah, that's what I thought, but I can't fully remember. So let me just triple check it just to be on the safe side. Mass Effect release date. That came out November 16th of 2007. Dragon Age release date. Come on. That came out in 2009. So not far behind it, actually.
Yeah, I remember Mass Effect came, then Dragon Age started.
Yeah, I was pretty sure that's what it was too, but just couldn't fully remember. But yeah, but I mean, like right now, like the actual game of Mass Effect, I am enjoying, and I know that it only gets better, at least up to 3. I heard that the end of 3 was kind of a wreck, and Andromeda was just a no. But I am curious to get through that to make that decision for myself. Now that I have the Legendary Edition, I am definitely curious about that. But the multiplayer portion of it, where it's just waves and just stuff like that, like if it's not Call of Duty Zombies, which I think that is even fallen off by now, I think that it's just probably not going to do as well as you would hope it would. So I'm not sure.
I guess they have a huge fan calling, and from what I'm gathering, I need to check this, but they're saying that the population's pretty good on there
For the Mass Effect community?
Yeah.
And more power to you if it is. I just want to make sure again that it's not like one of those scenarios to where it's just like it's dropping and you're expecting it to be this huge ordeal, and then it ends up being like how Halo was, to where people are just like brushed it off. That doesn't look good. Whatever. They're not going to say that about the base game because the base game's good, but the multiplayer portion of it, how is that handled? Because is it going to be a reverse, or is it going to be like a war zone when it first launched? You know, so I do. I am very, again, going back to the Square Enix thing, man. I cannot tell you how excited I will be if they announce Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 2. And I'm also curious to see what that's going to be like what that's going to be, how it's going to play. And my prediction for that is that's going to be a PS5 exclusive. What? The Final Fantasy Remake Part 2, I don't think it's going to be cross-gen. I don't think it's going to be on PS4. I think it's going to be strictly on PS5 because it will be that far out to where they're cycling out of the PS4 era. That's my prediction on that.
Yeah, they need to.
Especially if they decide to go ahead and put it on PC and Xbox for the original Final Fantasy VII Remake. If they do that, then that will eventually come as well. The Part 2 will come to PC and Xbox Series X and S. But I don't see it coming back onto the last gen consoles once it's announced.
No. Well, you can tell by how they did Integrate.
Yeah.
But, Integrate is just PS5, I mean.
Well, you're right. You're 100% right. Because I was about to say the DLC is PS5 only, but at the same time, Integrate itself is PS5 only because that's PS5 enhanced. And if you don't have a PS5, then PS5 enhanced means nothing to you. So it's all PS5. You're 100% right.
Yeah. And this is probably the right way to go. You don't need to keep going back, try to go backwards and forward. Some games you just need to continue on forward.
Yep.
That's what I'm worried about, though, because I heard that Horizon, Forbidden West is going to be PS4 and 5.
Yeah. And you're saying it right now, and this is the part that a lot of people are like, just make it next gen already. But it's hard to do that when scalpers are dominating the game with these consoles. Because that's what it's coming down to. Yeah, you can make it for PS5, but then how many sales are you really, truly going to get? Because not everyone can get a PS5 right now.
That much is true.
So, I don't know, man. Do you have any final predictions that we have before we start getting ready to wrap this up? Because it's actually 7 o'clock. We made good time. I think we had some good conversations and definitely good predictions there. And we have a week to see if what we're saying comes to light.
Yeah, I'm checking. What the heck is Project GG? God, there was one. No, Hyle's in the chat. He's not gonna like it. What was that horror game?
The horror game?
Yeah.
So not Dying Light.
Callisto.
Oh, yeah.
like I think it's a spiritual successor to the Dead Space series.
Yeah. I know exactly what you're talking about now. Yep.
I'm hoping we see some more of that.
You don't think we're gonna see any more Pragmata?
What is Prag? Oh God, I have to look.
That was the Capcom game that started off looking like it was gonna be Dead Space. There's a little girl. She's like a robot android. There's a guy that was like in a spacesuit.
Oh, okay, pragmatic. Let me see.
They showed.
Not a PS5.
Yeah,
All
they
right.
showed it at the
Let's
PS5
get
event last year.
Let's get like an image of it. Oh God, no, it's just showing. I don't know with this one. I've seen this one, but I don't know what to do with it. It's been it's been pushed back to 2022. Oh no, probably not.
It was always 2022, even when they showed.
No, it's been delayed to 2023.
Oh, see, that's new because they announced it as 2022 at the PS5 event last June.
Yeah, I'm seeing that. Yeah, I'm looking at IGN and saying it's delayed, and Project Kathia gets a 2022 release window.
You said Project Athia?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's called Forspoken now.
Yeah, Forspoken.
Yeah. So and they mentioned that at the last PS5 State of Play that they had, not for Horizon, but the one before that was, I think it was like February, March. They showed Project Athia. They showed the actress, the voice actress for the girl, and then she had said that though we are very excited to show you guys what we have, where it's not ready quite yet, and it won't release until 2022. But here's a small glimpse of it. And this was the thing that Gary Whitta from Kind of Funny Games was actually has written. He scripted this. So, cool stuff. Yeah, that's pretty much about it. This week's schedule is going to be quite all over the place because Summer Game Fest starts on this Tide Pod Generations and their battle royales. I know that's super late. But you're not wrong. You're not wrong, my guy.
You tried to bring up the Tide Pods again.
And again, as a general reminder, anyone that's currently watching this live, as it's delayed, like I said, I was able to record the whole thing, so I'm going to post up the whole thing on YouTube after the stream. But it's also going to be on Anchor. So if you guys are listening on Anchor, then definitely... there you go. Mass Effect is Space Dragon Age. That's all facts about that too as well. And again, I know these are coming in a little bit later, but yeah, you're definitely some valid points right there, Ohio.
Yeah, but Mass Effect came out first.
That's what it's saying. Like, Mass Effect is Space Dragon Age, so Dragon Age is just medieval Mass Effect, if you will. You know what I mean? But yeah, so this week's schedule is going to be really wonky. Tomorrow, nothing. Actually. Tomorrow, I will say, is the Battlefield event, actually. They're showing off Battlefield 6.
Oh.
Yeah, Battlefield 6 is being shown tomorrow. So, we may be doing a react to that. Be on the lookout for that. Hopefully, my connection will be a little bit better. I'm going to play with it a little bit. If we do have any issues with the connectivities, just because, again, I know I'm in a new location, all that good stuff. So, if there is any internet connection issues... we'll probably just record our reactions to it, and then we'll post them up on our YouTube page. So be on the lookout for all of that. But tomorrow is the Battlefield 6 event. Thursday is the beginning of the Summer Game Fest. And then Saturday, Thursday and Friday is going to be Summer Game Fest reactions. We're going to try our best to react to some of that. And then Saturday is going to be E3 all the way until Tuesday. So be on the lookout for all those postings, all those lives. Keep your notifications on your Twitch and your YouTube. Just ring that notification bell on YouTube so that way you get notified when our posts go live and posted. And of course, make sure you guys are checking us out on social media platforms such as Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, the whole nine on YouTube, everything. Just type in ALWT Gaming at checkout. Not checkout. Just type in ALWT Gaming and you should be able to pop right on up. If you guys do go to repsports.com, that's REPP sports.com. Type in ALWT Gaming at checkout and get 15% off your Raise Energy, your water supplements, your workout powders, and more. 15% off. Type in ALWT Gaming at checkout. Appreciate you guys for sure. And then Yeah, so schedule-wise, just be on the lookout for our posts, because that's the best way I could really do it, because there's so much that's happening within the next week, and we're going to try to react to all of it as best as we can and as quickly as we can. Yes. Do you have anything? It's the 9-ball before we dismiss for the evening.
Just be safe and be careful.
Yes. Fully agreed. Yeah, this is super delayed because you says that's you about to take that Halo L in our fantasy league. That's super delayed, dude. Because I'm sorry, my guy. You're taking that L. You're taking that L. That L is for Ohio. I know there's no L in Ohio, but it's happening. It is happening. All right, guys. Well, that is everything. That is us here for episode 51 of ALWT Things Gaming E3 Summer Game Fest edition. We appreciate you guys. We love you guys. And we will see you tomorrow, hopefully live. But if not, we'll see you on the recording for our Battlefield 6. Until next time, everybody, Control, Alt,
Complete.
Peace.